Hello YouTube viewers, welcome to Expo Explained video. Hopefully you have watched the CRASTE interview and this is just an explanation what the heck is going on. I do apologize for sparse accommodations because again I was traveling so did not have enough time. So what we have to solve here is basically pollution problem in India. And pollution problem specifically in India's capital, which is Delhi, it's brutal. Why? Delhi is landlocked, meaning there is no sea, so there is no fresh air flushing it. That creates an issue. On top of that, it's surrounded by agricultural belt, so to say. And in agriculture, there's one step. Once you have done the harvesting, you have a lot of stubbing, as we call it. Or basically, the grain makes you money, cool, awesome. You do your best to harvest it. But the plant, that's just dead weight. So what to do with that? That's the main issue. Now, whatever you want to do with it, it has to be economical, it has to be quick, otherwise farmer will not do it. You can force laws into it, but again, it will cost massive increase in food cost, which is unwise. So, and not to mention, it won't be popular. So, how do we solve this? So, CRAST is coming up with a unique solution here. The idea is collect it, pay the farmer enough money that it becomes justifiable in order to do so. It's not just like I have to do it because there's law. No, it's economical. They will willingly do it. It's economical. If it's profitable, they will willingly do it. It's like double dipping. You already did the crop. Crop already give you your majority of profit. Second, stubble. If you can make money from selling stubble, GG. It's double profit. It's like getting interest on your principal. So that's the whole point. That solves the pollution part of it. Now, when you're talking about agricultural waste into wood, you have to understand wood have multiple systems. First, you have, wood. Now, that wood is just, tree trunks cut into the shapes. We are not talking about that. Second, you have slices of wood, big slices of wood, compacted, pressed together and made into plywood. That is second system. We like plywood. Plywood allows us to have standardized size and surprisingly robust. If you get your hands on a quality plywood, you're going to have a good experience. And then you have all the offcuts, all the waste, those goes into what we call particle board, where it's just like basically glue with sawdust. So that's how these three are the major systems. So what we are talking about when we are talking about agriculture to wood, we are talking something more like composite, because again, stubs are not very long strands. They're not going to give you foot long strands. So it's not as long, but again, it's longer than particle board. So it's somewhere between particle board and plywood. So that's the first thing. It will be strong enough to be useful as a replacement to plywood. Now, how do you make sure this is actually strong? This is where silica comes into the play. Yani SiO2 comes into place because again, silica is the reason, it's a double-edged sword. It makes it strong, but it also makes it very hard to bind. So this company, CRAST, their special sauce is in the binder. The binder they developed in-house that allows them to bind with something, with high silica content, and they're binding it. And that binder gives them certain advantages. First advantage is because silica, it's a flame retardant, meaning if it catches on, basically you put something that is burning on it, it will char. It will not just catch on fire. Blah, blah, blah. It will not do that. So that's the good part. Another aspect, it also makes it very robust against termites. So it makes it very desirable as a product. It's not just like a stuff. Second, because they developed the glue in-house, they made sure this time it was not using any carcinogenic elements, formaldehyde or things of that nature, basically things that are noxious chemical, none of that. So that's the sweet part. That's the part that customer is going to get. Customer is going to get a material that is far more resilient against fire. Again, let that be very, it's not fireproof. It's just that oops does not turn to your building catching on fire. It's a bit more resilient. So that's one good part. Second, having more resistance against thermite naturally into the system itself. That's good. And making sure that it does not have things that causes exposure and cancer risk. That's really good. So that's how they are solving that special sauce. That's why it's not just like, okay, take stuff and make it. No, they have to develop their special binder. And that's the silica content in that binder is the magic sauce. So, could this work? Well, here's the deal. They have thought about this from a business point of view surprisingly well, because they are not just limited to wood. They are also going to provide paper pulp and all that jazz. So it has significant enough market. And because India makes bonkers amount of food, like GG amounts of food, we have at least 4 or 5x that amount in basically agriculture residue. So raw material wise, we got this more than enough. So how they are making sure that we can actually do this economically, because again, you have to pay the farmer and pay them enough to justify it. So they are doing what we call micro factories. Their target is not like collect all the stubble and like, have a giga factory. No, it's micro factory. Why? Well, it's to reduce cost of transportation, because again, farmer have to transport it, and you're talking about hundreds of tons, monthly or something like that. So, and not to mention, when you're talking about residue is not in a compact form. So even if it's like 30-ton residue, it's huge. 30-ton board is much more compact, much easy to ship. So they are solving that. It's like, okay, we're gonna have small. Basically, the target is 100 kilometer would be the zone, the area of effect, and they're gonna digest 100 kilometer basically materials into one spot, and they will have multiple spot. And again, if let's just say there is not enough material supply, they will have few factories, and if let's just say there's a lot of supply, they will have a lot of factories. So that way they can reduce the cost of diesel and like transportation cost, because again, shipping completely densified board is much cheaper than like stubbles. So that's how they are solving the economic part of it, and they are more of a business to business. The target is you and I not supposed to like buy. Of course they might expand to that, but that's not the point. And I asked them, it's like, are you vulnerable to stupid decisions like how America burned itself with corn, or India is trying to burn itself with sugarcane? No, they are flexible enough, meaning whatever the farmer plants, they can extract it. Meaning wheat, GG, oil products, GG, cotton, GG. So they do not have to worry about what the farmer is planting, and they're gonna give you a base board. How they are adjusting that formulation, the binders, it's their department. You're gonna get a board which has a specification, ISO specification, and it will meet that. How they are meeting it, that's up to you. So this is a very what you call thoughtful approach. It's what we call chocolate milk scenario, meaning whenever you want to sell a kid, you want to sell something what we call chocolate milk. Basically, you sell the chocolate to the kid and milk to the mom. So that's what they're doing here. Basically, you are selling the customer, hey, you are getting a product that is tangibly better than cancer causing stuff. That's good. Even bit more resistance in wood. Trust me, ask any firefighter how much that few minutes of extra time matters. So yeah, that's significant. Having termite resistance built into the material, not just like forcing a lot of chemicals to do that, like built into the material because of the high silica content. That's good. And because the porous nature is almost eliminated, they have achieved very, very strong resistance. Now let them look at, there is nothing that is absolute termite proof unless you're talking about concrete, but this is very high resistance. So this is the chocolate part to the customer. Hey, I'm getting a better product. Now the milk part is the fact that you are no longer needing to plant virgin trees and then cut them down. And again, that reduces deforestation. And again, let that be very clear, India produces bonkers amount of residue. Bonkers. Like we got more than enough. Now, of course, would it eliminate virgin wood production? No. Would it have a dent? Absolutely. And they were also talking about like it's a carbon capture. That part is a bit spicy because again, it's carbon cycling. It's not eliminating it, but again, better than nothing, and definitely better than setting it on fire. So it's a win-win-win strategy, meaning this company has the ability to provide us product at profit and make sure the farmers are basically well compensated, and make sure that India's air does not get contaminated with some nasty chemicals. So it's a really good approach. I'm very taken aback like how thoroughly thought out this whole approach is. And not to mention, they are also looking into other parts, including cloth, because again, India has massive cloth industry. Like you have no idea how big the clothing industry is. Like it's huge. So if we can collect its residue, its wastage, and convert them into wood, that would be awesome. And again, they had demos and all that. And again, because there are special sauces in the binder, the silica based binder, that's what they are utilizing. And again, that's also giving you the same resistance as fire, as like bit better than normal plywood, and the ability to recycle, another source of waste that is never going to go away. As long as the humans are there, they're gonna make clothes, they're gonna wear it, and ta-da, you have waste. So this was a very what you call well thought out and very clever use, because again, reduce, reuse, recycle. You don't want to go to recycle, you want to reduce as much as possible. This is doing reduce and reuse both at the same time. Reduce the amount of virgin wood that you have to plant, and reuse the agriculture waste that you are setting on fire. So this is awesome. So I was very happy, and I wish them all the best. It's more business to business, and as time will go along, because again there is one component that we have to wait for. It's time testing, meaning you can test everything in lab and all the results and all that, but again the reality is a harsh mistress, let's just put it that way. You want the products to go through 10 years of real world use, 20 years of real world use, only then you can have, like, hey, this is good. Now again, 10 years more than good enough. If it crosses 10-year mark without too much hassle, good. 20 years, great, but like you might want to throw it away at that point. So let's see how it unfolds, but I'm very optimistic, and this was a very good and clever use. So this was my explanation on basically the CRASTE agricultural waste to wood. Hopefully you have liked it, learned from it. In that case, please click the like button, share it amongst a friend. That will help me a lot. If you didn't like it, didn't enjoy it, I urge you to press dislike, press it twice to show me extra disappointment. Please leave a comment, because I do try to reply to all of them. Subscribe, press the bell icon if you're free, and as always, thanks for watching.